Well, seeding 22 is done, and that means all of this needs to be cleaned up and put back in the shed. Now, unfortunately, I've put this stuff on the back burner a little bit longer than I should have. And that's because the house looks like this. Absolutely gutted. We've got new carpets going down in here, walls have all been painted. I've been in patching up skirting boards, we've been busy nailing down floorboards, stopping squeaks. Yeah, this has been keeping me sidetracked. So as you can see, things have been on the back burner down here a little bit, and it's time to get back on with a bit of farm work, I think, at the moment. So you see this, first things first though, this morning you see this spreader here behind me. Well, we're going to load this up with some fertiliser to go spread some pasture country, and I was about to connect the spreader to the tractor and I found the PTO shaft was stuffed. But not because it wore out, it's because somebody obviously has tried to move it or something and the PTO shaft dropped down onto the ground, bent the shaft backwards and stuffed up one of the universal joints. So these things break down even when they're sitting around apparently, and nobody knows or nobody's owned up to doing it. So it was one of three of us, but needless to say, that's got to have a new PTO shaft on it. I've got a new one sitting there in the ute. I'm going to get that going because we need to spread a bit of fertiliser on some pasture country, and we've also got barley out the back of the house here that's ready to be spread as well already. So first things first, we're going to do this, and we're going to get on and clean up some other things, I think.
Go on, get them.
We'll get this thing out of the way to make it a bit easier to get access to that spreader. He got one! He got one! Good boy! He was bloody going around the tractor wheel like a bloody starving anteater at a termite nest then. I thought I was going to run him over. Well, there she is. So what happened is that ball joint down in there, the metal that surrounds that's actually broken off, like it got pushed backwards, snapped off all the metal around that ball joint. Now, to buy this section here, new unis and a new uni for the other end, because I mean if you're going to pull it apart you might as well just redo it all, you know, put some new unis in it. I mean it needs this anyway, but that was $550 just for those parts. Then you got to pull it apart and do all the work. New one, $795, so hopefully just a simple R&R, as long as this thing don't want to fight me. And let's face it, this is farming and this is mechanical work, so it's going to fight me. Oh, wowee! Well, there you go. $800. Staring you right in the face. A few swings of the old mini sledge and I've had to take the beanie off already. What are you doing, boy? Got no more mice for you. Come on. Woo! Well, things have taken an absolutely tragic turn here. It's always the 30-minute jobs that'll get you, every time. So they send out this PTO shaft and it's just a generic length. So basically, as you can see here, the old one compared to the new one, there is a serious length difference there. So it actually gives you instructions here, and they say that you need to measure the shaft and then you need to cut it. So that is just splendid. Well, I think we better just get the loader over here, or the tractor, reverse it up to the spreader, and then we can sort of attach each end and see how much, or you know, even if I have to cut much off there, which I assume I will looking at the size of the shaft now, but it'll be a lot easier once it's all lined up. I don't think there's any trimming required because it says you just need to have a 3-inch gap from there to there, which I've got way more than that. I reckon we might be golden here. I'll just slide her on, job done. Insert the shield. There we go. You relaxing?
More sushi.
More sushi. There's no more. Like I said earlier, it's always the quick jobs that get you. What did I say this morning? It'll probably fight me. I was looking here, and this looks like it's shifted forward, this pulley. There's supposed to be grub screws in here, which there wasn't. I dug a couple of grub screws out and put them in there. But now when you pull the tension on the belt, like that, you can see one of them's not pulling tight, and I'm assuming when you look down the belts, it's because that pulley is all the way that way. Quick jobs, eh? Always the best. Well, the wheels have really fallen off here, guys. I mean, the wheels, they're not even in eye shot anymore. They've come off, they're gone. They're gone. I think, well, now that I've found a couple of bolts missing there and loose, let's go do something easier for a while and just let this thing have a good old think about its behaviour. Let it have a good, long, hard think about its behaviour. Good news is pre-season on the spreader should be done after this, which would be nice. But I guess it's almost a blessing that I changed that. Well, we had that problem with the PTO shaft because, well, that pulley on the back didn't have any grub screws in it and it was working its way off. So that could have just flown off at any time. So it's a good thing. It's all a good thing. What? It was dirty, alright? Bolts acquired. You having a ride?
Oh, I'm driving.
You driving?
What'd you say? You love driving.
You love driving.
Yeah.
Right, I'm pretty well done with that spreader now. Gonna get the last of the wheat out of the air seeder. The fert's already out, so we'll get that emptied out and that's another job off the list. Alright, good morning guys, we are back. It's a bit of a drizzly morning this morning. I think we had a couple of mil overnight, which is actually really nice because, well, we've got crops still trying to come up out the ground and we haven't had a decent rain for probably about like 10 millimetres or more in one sitting for probably almost a month now. So very handy, just keep things moist and keep things ticking along. Right, this morning I'm going to get all the Topcon auto steer stuff out of here, maybe start getting the tractor cleaned up a bit. Going to get the sprayer washed up. I've got to give Stacey a hand up at the house with the final stuff before the carpet layers come, because happy wife, happy life, eh? So, yeah, let's get on with it. So I know I've made a few comments about Topcon over the last few months. You know, I don't mean to be too harsh on Topcon, and do I dislike Topcon? No, not really. I think this is a really easy to use product. I love the screen. You know, we've just had some problems with it since we've used it on our gear. Is some of it operator error? Yes, I would say some of it definitely is operator error. But there's some certain things that I just don't really think have been good enough from it. I feel like it's really struggled up in a like hilly terrain, undulating country. Would I recommend this to someone else? Yeah, I reckon if you're on flat country or you got good going country somewhere and you need a steering system, then yeah, this is awesome. Like it does, you can get headland turns unlocked and all sorts of things like that. So it's pretty cool, and it's pretty affordable as well. And this is one thing I hate doing, is swapping over this electronic steering wheel. Ah, there we go, you beauty. Some very valuable moisture. So yeah, hopefully this will be the last time I ever have to pull this steering wheel off here, and that'll be really nice. So I was kind of done with the spreader yesterday. We had a bit of a fabrication job to do on the belt tensioner arm, so might put that back on there, put the cover back on, and then that thing's absolutely ready to roll, which would be awesome. Alright, so probably going to have to take a fairly long interlude here to get everything patched up here in the house now, ready for the carpet layers, so let's go do it. Just standing around having a hot drink class is helping, or have I got to actually do something?
Definitely not.
I don't really feel like crawling around painting skirting boards.
No, rather.
Skirting board duties are done, hopefully. No, you're doing it wrong.
Shut up.
Right, I'm gonna go get the sprayer cleaned up, give it a good wash off. I thought since it looks like the rain stopped, might go over and have a quick look and see how the last of the wheat that we seeded is going. I think some of it should be starting to come out the ground, but this little bit of rain will be really nice for it, seeing as it's just tiny little shoots right near the surface at the moment, so might have a quick squeeze there and get cleaning. I'm pretty sure that little guy there is probably wheat. Just the odd bit starting to come up now. That one was pretty close to the surface, so yeah, anyway, I know you can see there's more coming through. There, more there. So she's coming through. Yep, she's coming. For comparison's sake, that's the barley that was dry seeded. So you can see there is a massive gap between what was dry sown and what wasn't. You know, if we come to a dry spring or we struggle for rainfall during the spring, this barley will do okay, I would suggest, because it'll be a lot more advanced. The wheat will struggle, also because it has a longer growing season, but yeah, there's a fair old difference. A couple of weeks makes a big difference at this time of the year. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave the video here. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get cleaning up that sprayer. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.